Introduction. Why money is more about behavior than math. Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money is not a book about financial formulas, charts, or complex theories. Instead, it's about the human side of money, the behaviors, emotions, and decision-making biases that shape our financial lives. Housel argues that financial success is not about what you know, but how you behave. Intelligence and knowledge matter far less than patience, discipline, and emotional control. This summary explores every key idea from the book, adds modern applications, and breaks down how you can apply its lessons to your own financial journey. Chapter 1. No one's crazy, everyone views money differently, because our financial behaviors are shaped by personal experiences. Someone who grew up during the Great Depression will have a radically different attitude toward risk than someone raised during a bull market. What looks irrational to one person may be perfectly rational to another. Avoid judging others' financial choices. Instead, recognize that your perspective is limited. To improve your financial decisions, study history and expand your frame of reference. The key takeaway: personal experiences heavily influence financial behavior. Chapter 2. Luck and Risk. Bill Gates became the world's richest man, partly because of luck. He attended one of the only high schools with a computer in the 1970s. Conversely, many brilliant, hard-working people fail because of bad luck. Luck and risk are two sides of the same coin. Never underestimate the role of chance in financial outcomes. Be humble in success and compassionate toward others' failures. Plan as if the worst can happen, but don't become paralyzed by fear. Recognize that you control your behavior, not the outcomes. Chapter 3. Never enough. Housel warns against insatiable greed. Many people who already have enough wealth take unnecessary risks trying to get more. This often leads to downfall, as seen in stories of investors, executives, or gamblers who couldn't stop chasing. Know what enough means for you. Define your financial goals clearly. Contentment is a form of wealth that protects you from ruin. Pursuing money endlessly without boundaries creates fragility. Chapter 4. Confounding. Compounding is one of the most powerful forces in finance, yet it's poorly understood. Warren Buffett's fortune didn't come from extraordinary skill alone, but from compounding over decades. He started young and stayed invested. The magic of compounding comes from time, not just high returns. Stay invested, be patient, and let small gains accumulate into extraordinary results. Don't interrupt compounding unnecessarily. Chapter 5. Getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. Getting rich requires risk-taking, optimism, and aggressiveness. Staying rich requires humility, frugality, and paranoia. Many people lose fortunes because they only master the first part. Protect your wealth with safety margins, diversification, and humility. Understand that the skills to acquire money differ from the skills to preserve it. Aim not just for riches, but for sustainable wealth. Chapter 6. Tails. You win. Outcomes in finance are disproportionately shaped by tail events, the rare extreme outcomes. A few investments often drive the majority of returns. Likewise, one bad decision can erase years of progress. Focus on surviving long enough to benefit from the tails. Don't expect every investment to succeed. Understand that a few will drive the majority of your results. Build resilience to withstand failures. Chapter 7. Freedom. The highest form of wealth is freedom, the ability to control your time. Having the option to wake up and decide how you'll spend the day is more valuable than material possessions. Money should buy independence, not just luxury. Design your financial goals to maximize autonomy. The pursuit of freedom creates happiness and reduces stress. Chapter 8. Man in the car paradox. Wealthy people often buy luxury items to signal success. Yet others don't admire the person, they admire the car. People mistake others' admiration as personal respect, but it's often directed at the possessions. True respect is earned through character, not wealth. If you buy things to impress others, you may only succeed in making them envy the object, not you. Focus on internal satisfaction rather than external validation. Chapter 9. Wealth is what you don't see, wealth is invisible. The flashy house, car, or clothes may signal spending, not savings. Real wealth is the money not spent, the financial assets quietly compounding in the background. Don't mistake appearance for financial health. Prioritize invisible wealth, savings, investments, freedom over visible consumption. Resisting the urge to show off is itself a wealth-building skill. Chapter 10. Save money. Saving money doesn't require a high income, but it does require discipline. Wealth is built more by savings rate than investment returns, especially in the early stages. Saving provides options and flexibility. It creates safety, independence, and the ability to seize opportunities. Focus less on earning potential and more on building a habit of saving consistently. Chapter 11. Reasonable, rational. It's more important to be reasonable with money than perfectly rational. Humans are emotional. A rational plan that ignores emotions is unsustainable. A reasonable plan you can stick with will outperform a perfect plan you abandon. Choose strategies you can maintain for decades. If dollar cost averaging or index funds help you stay invested, that's better than chasing complex models. Behavioral sustainability is more important than theoretical optimization. Chapter 12. Surprise. The world is constantly changing. History is a study of surprises. Wars, pandemics, financial crises. We shouldn't assume the future will look like the past. Expect the unexpected. Build flexibility into your financial plans. Diversify, maintain liquidity, and avoid overconfidence. Prepare for change, not stability. Chapter 13. Room for error. Margin of safety is the cornerstone of wealth preservation. Even with smart planning, unforeseen events can derail outcomes. Leave room for error in investments, spending, and expectations. Don't leverage too heavily. Keep emergency funds. Diversify income and assets. Over-prepare for downside scenarios so you can survive long enough to benefit from upside opportunities. Chapter 14. You'll change. What you want today may not be what you want in 10 or 20 years. Financial plans should accommodate changing goals and priorities. Avoid rigid plans. Be flexible. Recognize that evolving values will shift how you define enough. Build wealth not just for today's desires, but to provide freedom for future changes. Chapter 15. Nothing's free. Every financial gain has a price, often in the form of volatility, uncertainty, or stress. Returns aren't free. They're the reward for enduring discomfort. Instead of avoiding volatility, embrace it as the cost of wealth creation. The willingness to tolerate discomfort is itself an advantage. If you want above-average returns, you must endure above-average uncertainty. Chapter 16. You and me, investors, have different goals and time horizons. What's good for one person may be bad for another. Short-term traders and long-term investors can make opposite decisions and both be right. Avoid copying others blindly. Define your own goals, risk tolerance, and timeline. Build a strategy tailored to your circumstances, not someone else's. Chapter 17. The seduction of pessimism. Optimism sounds like salesmanship, while pessimism sounds like wisdom. That's why people are drawn to doomsayers, even though progress historically dominates. Recognize the bias toward pessimism. While risks are real, progress and growth are also real. Maintain cautious optimism. The future is not guaranteed, but despair is usually overblown. Chapter 18. When you'll believe anything. In times of uncertainty, people cling to stories to make sense of chaos. These narratives, even if untrue, feel comforting. This often leads to bubbles, scams, and poor investment choices. Guard against the allure of easy stories. Base decisions on data and principles, not narratives designed to exploit emotion. Critical thinking is essential in finance. Conclusion. Money success is behavioral success. Housel's core message is clear. Managing money is less about intelligence and more about psychology. Build wealth by focusing on behavior. patience, discipline, humility, and resilience. Avoid envy. Embrace long-term thinking and protect yourself from risks. True wealth is freedom and peace of mind, not luxury. By mastering the psychology of money, anyone can build lasting prosperity.